Welcome everyone. My name is Vandana and this is the New Earth Ascension Show. We are hosted by Loren Gailey on the New Earth One Network. So I welcome everyone to join this growing, beautiful, and self-aware community, this conscious community on the planet. And we're here to support each other, to back and bless each other, and to get through this timeline together. And in the spirit of unity and community, I am gathering here with beautiful souls, other healers and speakers, like the beautiful soul that I have today with me that has agreed to come forward, and that we just divinely somehow met, and through divine intervention we connected. And I want to introduce everyone to Vishnu. And Vishnu is a beautiful soul who is a master of many, many different modalities. So I'm going to introduce Vishnu to you now. Vishnu is the founder of the Anahata Rukush Foundation, which is a complete mind, body, soul, holistic center offering healing, training, therapy, and facilitation of many, many different alternative therapies. So because he's a master healer and a teacher and a guide, he also has so many different gifts and different healing systems and healing approaches, traditions that he is a master at and a master facilitator at. I'm just going to read you a few of the ways, his services, and the ways that he helps people, especially empaths and energy sensitive starseeds and just very hyper aware souls on the planet to manage their energy, to navigate this new reality, this new earth that we're all a part of right now. So Vishnu is a clairvoyant psychic reader, family constellation therapist, a shamanic practitioner, and an NLP master practitioner, as well as a hypnotherapist, an access consciousness practitioner, facilitator, as I am, hypnobirthing educator, Reiki master, as I am. We have a lot in common. This is why we found each other through the ethers. Tarot card reader, the list goes on and on. Theta healing practitioner. He is just a master of so many different modalities that really empower and inspire all beings to remember who they are, to feel empowered, and to just be clear and remember why they're here on the planet. And besides being such an intuitive soul, he also specializes in sound healing, auto writer. I'm assuming that that is sort of like a diviner of automatic writing. Numerology practitioner, and he just puts all of this medicine inside this really big, toolkit, and like an emotional toolkit. And really, this is about regulating our nervous system from pre-existing trauma that we may have been carrying from past lives, in the womb, in infancy, and in our early developmental years. All of this trauma gets passed on, we know, genetically, gestationally, intergenerationally from our ancestors. And so Vishnu is just a master of all of these healing therapeutic tools to really regulate your emotional nervous system, to provide more ease, space, and grace. Yes? So, he also specializes in chronic conditions, which is a lot of people are being re-triggered and re-traumatized because we haven't really resolved or digested all of those unresolved traumas. For example, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, arthritis, backaches, headaches, injuries, any type of condition that creates mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual pain in our bodies, in our chakras, nadis, meridians, in our nervous systems, in all of our systems. And what he does is he is able to combine and integrate into this integrative toolkit, this soul medicine. You know, I mean, I call in all the divine 5D doctors and spirit surgeons and star shamans, and Vishnu is doing pretty much, you know, similar work, but in a different way, based on, you know, his background, his training, his experience, his history and expertise, and the unique cultures that we come from. Each one of us has a unique contribution to make on the planet, to share our gifts and to be of service. And one of the things that Vishnu loves to do is help people to de-stress, you know, to relax, to sleep better, to rest better, to, you know, heal all of those symptoms of depression, anxiety, PTSD, and to really boost your body's natural healing abilities. So whatever it is that you're struggling with or suffering from, Vishnu has the medicine. He has the keys to unlock that, right? And he also uses vibrational sound healing, which is the Tibetan Himalayan singing bowls, crystal bowls, tuned pipes, tuning forks, energy tuners, which I love to do as well, gongs, chimes, and sound healing treatments. So beautiful. With that being said, I want to welcome you, Vishnu. Thank you so much for being on the show, on the New Earth Ascension show today.
Thank you, Vandana, for creating this beautiful platform. It's much gratitude for inviting me for this early summit call, and you know, I would, you know, share whatever knowledge I have been, you know, practicing, I've been teaching, I've been, you know, empowering my people, my tribe, I would call as a tribe. So I would like to share that to whoever comes in contact with me as such. So that's how the journey starts for both of us.
Thank you for being part of our tribe, our community, our growing community. We really need each other. We need to engage and stay connected with each other, especially at this time. And, you know, thank God we have Zoom. We have this technology where we're able to connect with people all over the world, all over the planet, and to help and support each other vibrationally. So I guess I don't know where to start. I mean, you do so many things. I guess let's start with, if it's okay with you, Vishnu, let's start with what really attracted me and guided me to connect with you on social media when I saw your the flyers in my NYC spiritual healing events community on Facebook, actually, and you posted, you know, some classes, some programs that are coming up, because I know that you're a master teacher as well. And it was specifically about the Sapta Chakras and the and then this protection program. It's sort of like a shield of protection, specifically geared and really helpful and beneficial. It feels, and I know it is very beneficial for super sensitive souls, for highly attuned, higher dimensional souls, evolved souls, who are, you know, either, you know, empathic, where they take on all of other people's energies, their feelings, their emotions, and they stuff it, they absorb it like a sponge in their bodies, in their systems, and it's not even their energy. It doesn't belong to them. So I would love to learn more about how you work with also these specific, like, divine deities, and how these benevolent, kind, compassionate light beings come in when you work with people, how you channel them in, and how you kind of masterfully fit it all together so that people can, even after you work with them, continue to receive the healing empowerment, so they can empower themselves and they can sort of master their own lives and bodies, even when you're not with them anymore after the sessions.
Yes, sir. So the basic understanding about, you know, when I was designing this program, Vandana, this Kavacha, basically I will try to start spending some time with regard to Kavacha. So we were trying to understand, you know, people, you know, do healing or, you know, do therapeutic work for others, you know, they are doing it out. and they feel drained out. They're at the end of the program or at the end of 2 hours, and they feel very drained out. They've been literally sucked out. Their energy is totally drained out. Now they say we have been practicing, a good amount of meditation we do. We have crystals around us. We are doing the smudging activity. We are even able to, do certain processes that we do. Okay, we are grading with, selenites. We are doing the cleansing with smudging. But beyond this, what is that, which is bothering them and not able to be themselves? Because of course, yes, being a healer or a therapist, we need to be, empathetic. We need to have compassion. We need to be heart-centered people. But at the same time, we need to protect ourselves. The energy that we need to, hold it. We are like a container. We need to hold it so that we are not drained out of the container. When we are in a complete and wholesome, then it's much easier for us to move forward. So then I was saying, what should, I should bring it. We've been having a lot of tools and techniques, we do mantras, we do chantings, we do meditations. Okay, what more than that we require to know? Because then we said, okay, let us then start, educating people, empowering people about how this is needed, understanding about, see, our bodies already got certain amount of protection. We have a skin, we wear clothes. So this is also sort of a shield, but this is and what you say, it's a different sort of a shield. But what about an energy shield that we require? It? Are we sensitive? We need to define, what is the difference between empath? What's the difference between highly sensitive person? People are always, trying to come and, explore their problems or, try to share the problem. So are you operating from the frequency of, compassion, or are you trying to, get, feel the pain of that person? Like, there are two different things I said. But when you start feeling them, fine, you're absorbing the pain from the other person. But when you operate out of compassion, then what happens is, okay, you are compassionate, you are, feeling pity about them. You also want to share kindness and, love towards them. But at the same time, you are within your boundaries. So it's very important that, we also, follow the principle of the drama triangle, wherein we say we operate out of a neutral space. It's a heart-centered area. We don't, become like a rescuer. Then when you try to rescue for one time, it's okay. But you will get sucked into that, again and again. The energy keeps draining out all the while. That's the reason. So we said, like we also find a lot of narcissist personality all over us. We have highly sensitive personalities all over us. Then we have, compassionate people. We have over empath people, etc. So with all this, happening all over the place, then we said we need to design a program which helps people to strengthen up themselves. They're always in everyday practices. Like, it's like you are, basically feeding the body with nutrients, vitamins, minerals. The same way, we have to give them a toolbox which contains quite a few tools, which they can use it and they can start practicing it. Okay, now today I'm going to a particular event. Now I need to see if I'm going to a party. Sometimes what happens, you're so dressed well, so gorgeous, you're going into the party. And when you go there, somebody is, eyeing on you. Could look very simple. They're jealous about the way you're dressing. They're jealous about the kind of bag you're carrying. They're jealous about the kind of neck piece that you're wearing. So, there is an amount of jealousy that comes in. So we are not aware of it. We are very happy to, be ourselves. But, when we go into the public domain, we don't know what's happening to us and how many people are like, satellite drones are watching on all of us, and we don't know how many are literally sucking the energy. We're not even aware of it. So when we do this Kavach activation or initiation, what does happen is when you, before entering the program, there's a party hall happening. They're going to a public event. When you activate this and go back, so energy is very intact. So when you come back, you don't feel drained out because you're going to enjoy the moment. You're going to enjoy the party. When you come back, you should also have the same amount of energy after meeting your friends or family, anything of that. You can't come back and say, no, I'm very tired. I'm very sick. I started, trying to throw. I started, throwing out. I'm having a lot of uneasiness with my body. And then I'm unable to, sleep for a whole night. So these things, create a lot of, complaints. We have very common problem with this. Whenever you are in the social gathering, then immediately, you start getting this, sensitivity, and then you start, having a lot of restlessness with the energy. So it's good, like, we activate that, and maybe we can, as we are talking right now, what we can do right now, we can practice one of the Kavach activations right now. And I can tell you how it can be done. It's a short
Yes.
process, that we can do it. It's much easier. We can activate it right now.
Yeah, we can do that. And so, Vishnu, may I just
Yeah.
ask you,
Yeah.
so Kavach, what is the actual definition and does this word come from of Kavach?
Kavach is basically the Sanskrit name. Kavach is nothing but, it's a name which is called as shield. Basically, it's a shield basically that we talk about it. And, we talk about, energy shields, we talk about it, but the Sanskrit name has got a different, it's got a different energy when you look at it. Like a warrior or a gladiator going into the war zone. So he's wearing, his complete, armor, which goes out as such. Similarly, you need to, that's why when I put the program name, Kavach, the art of shielding. Because you
Beautiful.
need to learn. That's very needed as such. So it's very important, how you stay shielded all the time and keep moving
Yes.
forward as well.
Let's do it.
So the okay. I will stop one of the processes which we can do it with an action, with an initiation as such. Okay. You can slowly close your eyes, take your time. Ground yourself, keep your feet down comfortably. Be aware of the sounds. Be aware of the surroundings. Make yourself comfortable. The first part of the process that we're going to do, it's going to be a 3-step process. We are going to invoke the energy of the deity, which we call as the monkey god, or we call Lord Hanuman. He has the power, he has the agility, he has the strength. He is the god who has no death. But at the same time, he's humble, he's very loving, he's very kind. You can say this mantra, Om Anumataye Namaha. You can say this mantra for a couple of times, Om Anumataye Namaha. 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 With the blessings of Lord Hanuman, we also call him as a monkey god. Slowly invoke this thing into your space. And now, slowly start visualizing a beautiful white light coming from the divine source. With the Lord Hanuman just standing behind you, his energy beautifully showering his blessings. With his blessing and initiation, through his palm, he's slowly showering you a beautiful white light. This white light will first start cleansing your energetic body. It slowly falls on the crown, the Sahasrara chakra, the crown chakra, and it gives you a soothing, and a velvety feeling on top of your crown. And this is slowly covering up your crown, and now covering up your third eye, the chakra of intuition, the bro chakra. We talk about its Agna chakra. Now this beautiful white light energy which is coming from Lord Arman is slowly covering up your entire physical body. Slowly it's covering up your entire facial muscles, your shoulders, the front of your upper part, the shoulder blades, the entire spinal cord, the back, and goes up to your pelvic area. Similarly, your entire arms, shoulders, the chest area is covering with this beautiful white light. Now slowly starts clearing up the energy around the lower part of the body. And now the energy starts passing through your thighs and passing through your knees. And from the back, you can also see that the entire pelvic muscles are continuously washed, cleansed. And the back of your thighs are completely getting clean with the white light. The calf muscles are getting cleaned out. And slowly the ankles are getting clean, the heels and the toes. Whatever emotions, thoughts, feelings that you picked up from the environment, because we are always a social being, we pick up information from different channels. Could be from the virtual world, the digital information that we get it out, or when we meet people as such. There's always different ways of information coming to us. Not every information is positive, is energetic, and not everything is for evolution or of our energies. So let the cleansing of the white light starting from the crown chakra till the tip of your toe and the heel, as if a nice and beautiful white light and is getting cleansing everything that you picked up unconsciously. This beautiful toning, a cleansing exercise is happening. Now what we need to also do is we need to firm up our body, because our aura is always very volatile and they're very, not very tight. We need to tone up our body. Like we go to the gym and we do a toning exercise for our muscles. We are also going to do a toning exercise for our energetic body. A nice and beautiful toning of the light energy that we are doing. And now the one more beautiful white light moisturizing that is going to be completely covering from head to toe. And now slowly visualize the Lord Hanuman with the initiation with the mantra Lord Hanumate Namaha. So he is showering your nice thin film around you. And you have this beautiful energy of his strength, agility, power, flexibility from this Lord. You have a nice shielding. First shielding that we did right now, Kavacha. It's a beautiful shielding. Once you feel you're completely covered in a nice, beautiful shield, very thin, energetic shield, you can slowly open your eyes and come back to here and now. Thank you. Your sound is not, it's muted, Vandana. Your sound is muted.
Yes, I had it muted so you wouldn't hear me sighing and making some noises in the background. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Lord, Hanuman. And thank you, Vishnu.
Yeah.
That was really, really beautiful. And I could still feel the white light moisturizing my auric field and all of my chakras. It's very, very sweet energy. And the shield is in place. It's interesting because I work with the Arcturians, where I play with them. I don't work with them. And they come in and they have a 12th dimensional platinum shield made of photonic plasmic light. And it's like a safety net. And it's very protective. So we can see out, but, you know, but any lower vibrational energies cannot get in. We can still connect and engage with people who are safe and a vibrational match. So this reminds me of this empowering tool that is so easy to call in and install. And whenever we feel threatened or unsafe in any way, when we go about our daily lives, which hopefully will be soon when we can go outside and feel safe in the world.
That's true. Yeah.
I want to thank you for this, the Kavacha and protective shield, because can you just remind us also the difference between, and this is true, I know this is true, the empath and an energy sensitive. And then I think you mentioned a third category of how somebody can sense energy in a different way, that they're not the same. People tend to think that an empath is the same category as an energy sensitive soul. Can you tell us how you find them to be similar but also different?
Vandana, in this case, it looks like a very thin line between a highly sensitive person and between, you know, an empath as such. So highly sensitive person is emotionally, when you look at it, you know, they have more of physical issue that keeps coming out. Now they pick up the energy of it, you know, physically they get drained out, and you can see them, you know, because of the sensitivity of the situation. Now, okay, something has happened, there is an issue, there is a bombing happening somewhere. So there's something that happens on the street, there's a rioting that goes around. So these people, you know, immediately get into the shell, immediately, you know, they get into the shell automatically, because they're getting affected by everything that happens through either being in the situation, or sometimes, you know, it could be even, you know, hearing something out from the environment too as such. Empaths, what happened, they cling on to people. They go, like it could be somebody very dear to us, and it could be, you know, it could be our own friends, it could be our own family and things like that. They, you know, like you said, you know, we just talked about they being the sponge. Instead of empowering people who are in pain, you know, what they do, they try to say, okay, now, no problem. You have a pain. I would like to take the pain and I will feel it out as such. So this doesn't help the other person as such, because then they will always want to cling back to each other. So there's going to be a bond. And then what happens, if each of them, they get into a tussle, victim, rescuer. So each of them, you know, keep changing the positions on their own. And it's the biggest problem with empaths is that they keep changing the positions. Like empaths feel bad and then say, okay, this particular person who is right now in pain, they're not approaching me or coming and telling me their problems. So they feel very sad. Okay, I'm being victimized because I'm not feeling that pain within me. I'm not able to feel that pain, and I'm not able to take that pain from the other person. So they, you know, keep changing the dual role of, you know, being a victim and a rescuer. It's a very, you know, that it's like a seesaw thing that goes around, and they keep moving up and down. And they were always, you know, both of them will be always in the pain as such. And the most dangerous type, if you look at is the empaths, you know, is very, you know, they have to be very careful about it. You know, it's very thin line, and it's like you're standing on top of a cliff and then you're ready to fall. It's how the energy. That's how they work. So when you teach them these techniques, then it becomes easier for them to understand, yes, now I can set the boundaries, because Kavacha is not just about shielding, it's also about setting the boundaries. When you say, no, I'm going to set the art of boundary also. Like Kavacha is about, like I take my sword and then I'm going to draw a line. Like if you look at it in, you know, in the war field, they'll say, no, this is my mark. This is where I'm going to stand here. This is my sword, and I'm going to take it and then draw it. So you also need to draw a boundary. This is my place. I'm going to stand here. This is
And
how,
it,
this much only I
yes.
can offer my hand. It's very important as such, because they need to know how much they can, move forward, how much they need to be in their own power center.
And you're
It's
right,
very
Vishnu.
important.
It is important, and it is a very thin line. And these
Yeah,
two overlap. These two types of
that's true.
personas, they do overlap. And it also makes it difficult to really own and know the difference between our energies and gifts, our truth, our light, and others. And that
That's
makes
true.
it even more confusing. And it's so easy to develop really unhealthy boundary settings, which always lead to the codependent types of relationships. Instead of
Yes,
independence, we fall into this trap. It's so easy to be swept away in
yes,
these toxic, unhealthy relationships. So, and those are the most disempowering of all. And it's very important to detach, but with love, not detach with force or, just hostility, but with love. And to take back our own powers, our, what's truly ours, and really own and embody that. So thank you for explaining. And I think people sometimes group these two categories as the same, and they're kind of different.
yeah,
And there's also another category which I understand is like a psychic empath, and those are the ones that are really suffering the most, because they are like always picking up, reading other people's minds unconsciously. They're unaware of this, but they know what people are thinking, how they're feeling, and they sometimes mistake it as their own. And that's why spiritual
that's true.
discernment is so important as one of the biggest soul lessons of this educational process of life.
Yes.
So thank you for explaining that. And then we said we were going to talk. I'm very curious about the Sapta Chakras, and because I tried to actually like look it up, and all I got was like
Mhm.
Kundalini, Kundalini, Kundalini. I was like, oh, so it's a Kundalini. There are so many traditions and so many different cultures and systems, and each chakra is different in all of these different cultural systems, depending on the tradition that you're talking about. So can you tell us, is
Yes,
this an
yes.
Ayurvedic, like a Vedic way, method of sensing this energy center, this chakra?
Yeah. See, it comes from the Veda. When we talk about the chakra system, come from the Veda,
Hmm.
and then a lot of study has been done, from a different perspective when you look at it. Because that's where when you talk about, we have the when we talk about Kundalini awakening, people are talking about Kundalini energy, which is, available in each and every being on the earth. Now it's left to us to make use of it and allow the energy to raise up, so that our consciousness, from the three-dimensional world can go up to higher dimensions as such. It's available to everybody, like a battery that is there. But, a lot of people are not aware of how to make use of it as such. So when we talk about, chakra cleansing, or when people talk about chakra healing, they only focus on seven chakras, Sapta Chakra. They talk about, seven elements. So we talk about colors, we talk about, we talk about crystals, we do it. No, it's something more than that. Because we need to understand the Kundalini energy, we need to understand. We need to understand the meridian points. We need to understand the nadis, 72,000 astral tube that the body is going through. We need to understand the Ida and the Pingala, which is the sun and the moon nadi. What is it needed? What is the difference between both of them? Why is it, it has to co-join along with the energy centers? We have been building up that, knowledge from the Vedas into every, aspect of it. And how, like, in fact, when I talk about the Sapta Chakra, I'm also integrating the planetary things. What is the importance of planets? What is the importance of glands? We are only not talking about the chakras. We're also talking about the glands in the body. What is the function? So what is it important? Like everything, we are trying to tie it up between, every energy center. We just don't talk about the chakra. Okay, it's the root chakra. Now, what is the root chakra? Emotion. People say, okay, it's all about material. Okay, elements of the earth. We talk about root chakra being the element of earth as such. Okay, now the sacral chakra is the element of water. Is this the only thing that we talk about? No, it's something more than that. So we have to, integrate a lot of things, and it's a very complex science. It's an integrative approach when you look at it. Plus, of course, like, when people only talk about Sapta Chakra, then I have, gone into a little more depth about it, wherein there are a lot of sub chakras also apart from that. So we just don't have only one energy center. We have something more than that. There's the left side of it, there's the right side of it. There's a masculine side of it, there's a feminine side of it. So there's also an energy which we call the Sushumna Nadi, which is very balanced. And other thing that comes in every chakra, there are other 6 chakras are integrated in that. So in the heart, when you talk about it, in Mahanahata, there is an element of, root, there is an element of sacral, there's an element of, solar, there's an element of heart in the heart center, there's an element of, sound in the heart
Right. So
center.
each organ contains at least 6 chakras.
There's minimum
6 of the
yeah,
6
6
of
of
the
them.
other physical chakras, like for
Yeah,
example in the
7
Anahata,
even.
the heart. Oh, 7.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's the
7.
heart inside the heart. The heart chakra is
Heart
inside the
inside.
heart chakra, and also
Yeah,
all the chakras above and below it as well.
below. Plus the elements. Plus the elements. We talked about the earth elements. We talked about, the earth. We talked about water. We talked about fire. We talked about, air. We talk about sound. We talk about light. The 6 elements which are there. Remember, there
Wow.
are 7 chakras. Then we have only 6 elements which are there. So how each one is integrated. So, and then why we get diseases? What is the importance of, energy centers or the chakra centers, and what is the significance with respect to the glands and with respect to the disease that we are suffering right now? Of course, the science is giving us the data. Okay, now you have a problem with your kidneys. Okay, now do we understand where does the origin of the energy that is getting blocked there? That means the kidney is not getting the required amount of energy for it to function into its fullest potential as such. So when we understand from these many elements, then you can see that the energy starts flowing. Awareness gives them, you can start healing your body with yourself, because the body listens to you. It's your body. It is not something, it's there outside of you, it's within you. And it says, I'm ready to talk to you, please talk to me. But what we do is we just get out of the body. We always want to have an outer body experience. We don't communicate to our own organs, own physical energy as such. And the whole idea is to bring that integrative approach, saying, let us talk to the body. Let us talk to the
Yes.
body, communicate with the body, and then see what we can make the changes.
Exactly. And I like what you're saying and bringing in all of the elements, because we're so disconnected from nature, and then we wonder why we feel so unstable and off center and ungrounded and unsafe and disconnected from source, from creator. So you were mentioning the sun and the moon, the earth, the air, space, ether, all elements are contained within each chakra. But if there is not a balance, or if there is like an imbalance, that can really drain and deplete us, weaken us, or our immune system, and or maybe overwhelm us in some way. If it's too low or too high, too much energy or too little energy. You mentioned the sun and the moon of the Inga and Pinglia. Can you just share a little bit more about which is which, in case people are curious about the Shushuma, the spinal cord, right? Which is a nadi.
Ida will be on the left side. Ida will be on the left side. Ida will be on the left side of the body, which is basically feminine energy. This is the energy of the moon. So it's the feminine, it's the moon energy. Whatever runs in on the left side of the body is the Ida. And then what comes on the Pingala is your, the right side that comes in is the sun energy that is there. That's why when you do a lot of pranayama exercises, when you do breathing exercises, when you try to inhale from the right side of the body, you can generate a good amount of warm energy, the fire energy. And when you inhale from the left of the nostrils, you can inhale a cool energy, because your body is a beautiful air conditioner. You know how you can balance the energy within yourself. Now it's available. The body has been designed in such a way that it can modify the body temperature the way it needs it. But we're slowly losing that science that is available to us. So we are taking a conscious effort to remind people who are coming into contact with us saying, please talk to the body. The body is a wonderful vibrational a medicine tool or a medicine container where you can
Yes.
take what is needed within that. And we are really to, help people to, identify that, get knowledge, answer the questions, and take it forward. So we have to have a balance between all the three elements.
Beautiful. And Vishnu, I know that you mentioned that you use vibrational sound healing when you're working with clients or maybe in your workshops. I don't know
Yeah.
if you have any singing bowls or energy tuners nearby, but I was thinking, even if you don't, maybe you could lead the listeners, whoever is tuning in now or listening to the replay in the future, maybe lead people through like a quick process so people feel more balanced and harmonized and just like centered, but also more present to
Mhm.
really receive the
I
wisdom
think,
that's in our bodies. That would be great.
yeah, I do have one bowl. I have one bowl which I can play right now.
Oh,
So I
thank
think, there's a
you.
divine, otherwise I have a lot of instruments that I carry as of now. So this
Thank
is one of the
you.
beautiful bowls, which are there, which are basically handmade bowls.
Nice, nice pitch. Beautiful. Okay, take us on another little mini journey for the next few minutes, and then after the journey, I
Yes,
mean, let's really focus on the world crisis, the current situation. So not to skip over or bypass the elephant in the room, because this is big.
yes,
This is something we can't ignore. We cannot deny. We cannot resist or refuse what is happening in the world. And this, we understand that, yes, as light workers, that we've been preparing for this ascension process for thousands of lifetimes. And at the same time, I mean, this is going on unconsciously. We don't remember the training that we had in other lifetimes, but now we need like real practical, but magical and alchemical tools to really transmute, to rise above all of this chaos and confusion on the planet. So if we can keep this in mind as a focus and as an intention for this transmission, that would be so wonderful and really activate and unlock any type of dense energy blocks that we're not even aware of. So we can really open up our energy system and allow, instead of, like feeling like a victim, we can feel more empowered. So thank you.
yes, true.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
Let's do this. Okay, I'm going to mute my microphone this time.
no
So
problem, no problem.
I will unmute it in a few minutes, but thank you for doing this.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Just close your eyes, enjoy the moment. Even the listeners, they can just close their eyes, take a suitable position. Don't worry for next few minutes. Just allow your senses, all the five senses, to be within your body. Your elements are there within your body. The senses are there. Feel the touch. Feel the element of the precious metals that the beautiful earth has got. Feel the energy of the water flowing all over your body. The fluids that we all carry. Feel the energy of the sun. Feel the energy of the element air. Beautiful air which gives us beautiful breeze. It contains oxygen. It contains so much of nutrients that we need right now. And the sound and the light. Let's focus on these elements. And let these vibrations slowly get focused are centered in your heart center. So with that awareness, with that focus, with that intention of sending love, kindness, and compassion to all the light beings on the earth. Visualize, imagine a beautiful pink light traveling from your heart center. It's like making a nice, beautiful circle around you. It is flowing towards the back side, it is flowing towards the front side, on the sides. For every living being, let this pink light, pink energy travel far and wide. Let it cover the beautiful beings and the earth, and the Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, every tree, every animal, every light being, every being under the water, on the land, above the sky. And let this love and kindness and compassion keep expanding. As you feel expanded in your energy, you will feel that you are getting more and more from the divine source. In that expansion, the heart opening up as wide as far with just a love and kindness. And you're also receiving this beautiful energy. It's not just about sharing, it's also about receiving. The more you're spreading, the more you're receiving. Feel that expansive energy spreading far and wide. Be in that blissful moment for a couple of seconds, few seconds, you can just be there. Receive that love and kindness and compassion. The earth needs all this right now. And as and when you're ready, you can slowly come back to here and now.
Ah, that was nice. That was a nice vacation in this
Yeah,
staycation timeline.
yeah,
This
that's true.
pause and reset. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
resetting us today. That was very, very calming, but yet energizing. So
yeah.
thank you, Vishnu. Thank you.
Thank you,
Um,
Vandana, for creating this opportunity for me.
yeah, I just feel completely relaxed. You know, I am the one that's doing this for other people all the time. So for me, this is such a really appreciated gift to receive
Yeah,
in exchange. When I was,
that's
you know, more in the Reiki field and I was having live in-person meetups and workshops and healing circles, it was great because we had all of these Reiki trades, these energy exchanges. So sometimes we would have one person on the table and 10 people were working on that one person. And I got a chance to receive and give. And these days it's
yeah,
all about giving, 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 not only to my clients and students as a healer too, but also to my adult child, you know, who is a young man now, but still
yeah,
lives with me. So still like
yeah.
giving, 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 but we need to strike a balance, like really have
That's true.
this, take time for ourselves to recover from all that we've been through and all that we're being now re-triggered and re-experiencing in this pandemic timeline. So it's really important to recover, to take time to strengthen our fields, to calm our nervous systems, and to create that balance in our chakra systems as well. Um,
That's true.
so, uh, is there anything else that you would like to, any other message or wisdom or guidance, or would you like to also talk about a little bit about your upcoming programs so people can stay connected with you?
Vandana, right now, the what is coming up is, I have this Kavach, which is the art of shielding, which is the program which is coming up in the month of June. Then we'll also have the Sapta Chakra, which is going to be very empowering workshop or the knowledge sharing, I would say. I would not say as a workshop, I would want to share the knowledge and receive the knowledge. Because in every time you do it, you get a different perspective to life, you will get a different perspective to energies. And I also do a lot of training programs for meditation. So I conduct a 10-day long program to make people people have limitation of doing meditation. They say, what is the kind of meditation we need to do? Is this this works for me, whether sound healing works for me? Should I do Reiki meditation? Should I do something else? So a lot of people come with the doubt. So I also train them up to pick up a modality or try to do many kinds of different meditation. Other people have a monotony that comes no, I can't sit quiet. I can't sit quiet. I can't do mantra chanting. I cannot focus on my third eye. I cannot use sound healing. So people come with various challenges that goes around with. So there are different techniques that I know I teach people as such. Of course, I also train for Reiki. Then apart from these are the training programs, I also do online sound healing. Also, I train up people as such to understand how this sound healing instruments can help people. Because a lot of people may not want to do their own practice. Like so I would like to rest and I would like to sleep on the my recliner, or I would like to sleep on the massage table. You do what you want to do, and I would like to just receive it. So we have a lot of people, different, we have different thought process beings we have already with us. So we have to now train them. Okay, this is how the energy can be transferred, and you can work with that, either the tuning fork or the gongs and physical issues. It definitely helps a lot. Whenever you have physical challenges, you can see you get beautiful, results with the sound healing. So I have these programs which are coming up very soon, and I'm ready to share this knowledge and empower people so that this is our little support from towards the humanity. That's what I feel. And at the same time, when I keep spreading it out, I get more. So there's a divine plan that why we are here to share this knowledge. It's already there, and we are like, or we are like torch bearers of this particular knowledge, and we would like to keep sharing with those who are ready to receive it as such. So this is a program that
Yes.
we're getting it out very soon.
Thank you. And you're facilitating these programs online, I'm assuming, right? Especially now in these days.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah. So what
anybody
I do
can
is I
join.
conduct
Yeah.
any part of the world.
So, like what we are coming up in the month of June, what is exciting is the Kavacha, which is the art of shielding, which is
Yes.
one that coming up. Sapta Chakra is one that, the program is coming about. Understanding about the energy centers, the perspective, the diseases, the glands, the organs, and the elements, the planets. We need to go a little deeper into, elevating our the energy centers. Apart from this, we also am doing a lot of sound healing training sessions for people, those who like to use and train up themselves. Apart from that, I'm also doing a lot of meditation courses, which are, designed for people, who would like to, learn the art of, meditation, how they would like to do it out as such, because a lot of people have challenges. Like, they don't know which meditation to choose from. Whether I choose Vipassana, I should meta meditation, or should I use mindfulness? So it's good, to make them understand, what is the difference between all these meditations. So once, they train up, they align the energies to one set of it, and then we have daily practices, and then finally they can follow their own practices over a period of time. They can work it out as such. So we have a lot of these exciting, programs coming up in the month of June. That's the plan right now.
Awesome. I think we were talking about that the beauty of Zoom technology is or whatever type of webinars, provider, people like in our, healing, in the healing arts are using to spread the love and the joy and the compassion and the support. But this is great because you could join from wherever you are in the world, and I'm doing the same every week. And every week we're just having these global gatherings. It's amazing. And it's important to stay connected, especially at this timeline, not to feel isolated, but to stay connected. So please tell us how people can find you.
Currently, my website is going on a revamp, so I am available on the Facebook page, Vishnu Janna. Otherwise, they can always contact you. Vandana, you're already there to, connect me up to these beautiful beings.
Yes.
They can get in touch. They can get in touch with you, and then we can, offer these offerings to them. We can coordinate with you based on the timings, because, we have people coming from different parts of the world. We need to design the timing that is very comfortable, because they need to sit through the program for a couple of hours. So we can work it out. So they can, find me on my Facebook page, or of course, they can reach through you perfectly all right. One of them.
Can you tell everyone your Facebook page, your name again on Facebook? Can you spell that so people know? Yeah,
so it is Vishnu Janna. If you go onto the Facebook and you can, press in VISHNU space JANA, you can find me there. You can also have one more business page, which is for the Anahata Vruksh, ANAHATA VRUKSH, where there is the foundation where I offer all my holistic services and products, right from crystals to oils, aroma oils, and so many other things also. So you can find me in these two places, of course, and then I think Vandana will also share my email address if needed, so she will also be able to connect to me as such. We can
absolutely.
We can do all this.
Thank you. It would be an honor to. That's what the New Earth Ascension Show, this platform, is all about. It's about community. And it's about offering practical yet alchemical, meaning transmutational tools to transform those old habits, patterns, and samskaras, like the really bad habits, attachments, and addictions, and to turn poison into medicine. And that's what we do. That's why we're here. This is our soul role. And this is why we have volunteered on the planet to be reincarnated in this lifetime, especially during this ascension timeline, to offer the support system, just to feel like you have an extended soul family that truly hears you and cares for you and oversees and overlights you, and that you're not alone. You are definitely here to share your special empathic starseed gifts as a sensitive soul, as an old immortal soul. Like you have so much, you contain in your DNA so much wisdom, You're all so advanced, more than you think you have ever been told you are, or even dream possible. So I want to share my website. It's vanzanalighthealing.com. Vanzana is my spiritual name that Mother Amrita gave to me. She is known as a self-realized embodiment, avatar, master of the essence of Divine Mother, which is also unconditional love. And she offers darshans in what's called a blessing, a darshan in the form of a hug. And now, these days in this pandemic timeline, it's in the form of, well, for the most part, like, online satsangs, like, so you're receiving still, just in her presence, you are in this field, you are held in the arms of love and compassion, just by watching her and being in her presence. So she's doing this actually a lot these days from India, from the ashram there. So I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, so vanzanalighthealing.com, you can subscribe to my newsletter, my newsletters and my weekly classes, programs, and services. And so thank you so much again, Vishnu. It was such an honor and pleasure. And thank you for agreeing and saying yes, like right away. This was like just like a very spontaneous gathering that we connected last minute. And it's funny because I was asking the universe yesterday, I was supposed to have another speaker. Something happened, and last minute she had to reschedule. And I was asking, I really feel like this is the divine timing. I should somehow, I was asking, please find somebody for me. And then you agreed and said yes, and it all came together as if by magic. So thank you for agreeing and being here with me. And it was a beautiful activation. Thank you for your time and energy and contribution today. And I look forward to playing with you again. And thank you everyone for listening, and have a beautiful day, and namaste, and take good care of yourselves. Be safe and be well. Thank you.
Thank you, Vandana, for all this.
Thank you so much. Okay. Bye for now.